Good morning. Good morning, Sharbi land. Welcome to the Sharbi Weekly Update. I am Lab. I'm here with Radar and Hero. And Sharbi is the queen of meme coins, the token you are paid to hold, the founders of Shibarium University, and now of the Fetch Bridge, the fastest bridge in and out of Shibarium, and many other things, many other things. So thank you everybody for joining us, and a good morning or a good afternoon or wherever you're from. Sorry we missed last week. I was not feeling it, but I'm doing better. I recovered. So mainly it was just a throat thing. So that was like, I just didn't want to talk. So I'm sure everyone can relate to that. What's up, Radar? What'd you say?
Now you have me.
Now I have you. Yeah, I brought in Radar for the good times.
We replaced Buzz with Radar.
Yeah, it's a close...
You never know what you're gonna get.
You don't.
That's how we roll.
Good thing I didn't decide to do this in the shower. Woo!
Yeah, next week. Radar got inspired by the John Cena OnlyFans action. So
yeah,
he's gonna get in on that.
It'll be called the Scrub and Bubbles with Radar.
The Scrub and Bubbles with Radar. That's catchy. That's catchy.
Yeah.
Well, that was funny. That was funny because it was like somebody in Whale Group was like, "I wish he didn't follow us on Twitter." I'm like,
me?
No, John Cena.
John Cena.
Oh.
He was just doing it. He was trying to get more subscribers from us. So it's cool. Honestly, I've wanted to for a while, either with Sharbi. Sorry, my camera's messed up. With Sharbi or Sharbe to make a fake OnlyFans link that just leads to like a dead page that's like, "You dirty perv, what are you doing here?" And just like, so I haven't done it yet, but just I don't know where I'd put it. That's what I was gonna do with Sharbe, because I could put it in the
genius
description.
Marketing. That's genius marketing.
Yeah.
We'll post it all over Twitter.
Yeah, and the final page could be like the Sharbi link or something.
Yeah,
I think it'd be funny.
I like it.
I'll revisit it. Anyway, all right. Well, welcome everybody. Thanks for joining in. Lots of love in the comments. Marky says Lab, Radar, and Hero, the three musketeers. I don't know. You got El Sende here says he'd pay for the stream, Radar. So there you go. You got one. You're missing out on income already. So.
Oh my goodness.
He didn't say how much.
Get started right away.
Yeah.
I'm gonna buy the bubbliest products I can think of.
Grub and bubble it up.
Sheba soaps.
There you go.
Hey, you can double down. I like it.
Yeah.
Collaboration.
Marketing at the same time. You get affiliation.
Sheba soaps and scrubs. Scrub your body till the bubbles disappear.
So we have a lot to talk about, and I don't actually have too much time, but it's been 2 weeks. It's been 2 weeks, so I don't even know where to start. Do you have a starting point here, Lab?
Well, when did the bridge go live since we talked?
No.
Okay, so yeah, we missed that. That's my bad. So you can now bridge your tokens from Shibarium to Ethereum to Arbitrum and all the way back around again. You can do it with Sharbi and you can do it with Bone. Yeah, and it's basically instant. I mean, 30 seconds or less. I feel like, at some point it doesn't really matter how much faster you get. Like, that's what she said. Right. I don't know. But
I love that meme.
Yeah.
The bridge that can finish before you can.
Yeah.
It's perfect.
So it's awesome. It's awesome. If anyone hasn't used it yet, like, well, I mean, if you don't need to, I guess don't use it. But it's definitely was much needed. And honestly, as someone, I've done a significant amount of farming bridge airdrops and things like that. Like, this is one of the best as far as it's very usable, very intuitive. All the things. So
yeah. It's been a massive success, and after how long it took, what it took to get there, the doubts that we've all had that it actually would ever happen. I'm so happy with how it works, with the functionality, with how it looks. Like, it's the best looking bridge you'll find.
Hands down.
It works quickly. There's very little errors. We have not had a stuck transaction yet. Knock on whatever, but we have not had one stuck transaction. I mean, that's pretty amazing, right? Because I keep hearing of stuck transactions elsewhere. It's working great. There is an approval thing on Ethereum that's being looked into right now. There are times where approvals go through, and on the bridge they are showing as failed, which means it has to approve again. It's not happening too often, and it's only on Ethereum. But it is something that's being looked into. So that is the one thing. But I mean, the bone transactions, to and from Shibarium under 30 seconds. We have gotten we've gotten a pretty good amount of traction for the amount of usage Shibarium is actually getting. I'd say we've gotten a pretty good amount of action on our bridge. You can actually, if you go into the liquidity, look at the bone pools, you can see those pools moving back and forth. So there's definitely movement happening. There's a lot of bone coming off of chain. I've noticed. We've noticed, but I think that we're going to see that influx onto Shibarium coming very soon. We have some big stuff coming for Shibarium. So
I think
we expect.
Sorry, I was going to say I think obviously the hope is this week. I think with K9, our partner, launching on the 7th, I believe. So next week. Sorry, I don't however you want to think about it, but I think that's
the 7th at noon EST.
The 7th at noon, so Thursday. I see that as a huge development, and I expect to start to see a more significant amount of bridging come through that way. But for anyone out there who's interested, I did a tweet, I think this morning, or maybe it was last night, I can't remember. But delegating is pretty. As far as I know, it's the best money I've been making on Bone as far as staking or delegating or whatever. I mean, it's only been 10 days or something like that, or 9 days, and I've made about 2% return just on having my Bone delegated in there. And on top of that, the price has gone up some since then, so that's always
cool. Gone up quite a bit.
Yeah. So, and I think we'll continue to see that. Go ahead.
Yeah, about 25%. I think Bone's up about 25% in the last 10 days or so. So that's been nice. I know there's a few people in the DAO that and Lab being one of them that really stack some Bone to provide liquidity, and it's awesome to see that you guys are actually getting rewarded for that.
Out. Yeah. I know, true. It was pretty good. It was pretty good timing. Hard to beat.
Yeah.
As far as let me go throw this chunk of change at this thing, and so that's been good, and hopefully that continues.
I think it will.
Exciting week for crypto for sure.
Yeah. So I think putting that into perspective, 2% in a week is over 100% a year. I mean, you just can't find that anywhere else, and I guess our delegation numbers are still fairly low, but I also think that our transaction numbers will pick up over time. I mean, even I was mentioning it today. I'm in pretty much every Shibarium chat at this point, and our bridge gets mentioned daily. I mean, you know, in one chat or another, I'm seeing it pop up, and then I'm starting to see people from outside our community say, "Hey, you can use the the Fetch Bridge or the Sharbi Bridge," and so word is getting around on Shibarium, which is great. Like that's what we wanted. You know, that's where we start. That's kind of our core. And now it's about finding ways to bring people into Shibarium, which I think is going to happen with, it's going to happen naturally through with what the SHIB team is doing and all the things coming, but also, what we're doing. Right now we have, I know SHIB Dream had a really awesome promotion yesterday to Bridge and Mint. He was given 50 bone back. Currently, we're running a contest where either you buy $10 in Sharbi or Bridge, and every bridge usage gets you 2 entries into this drawing for 600 million Sharbi. That one ends in a few hours. About 4 hours left in today's drawing. And then there's one more day drawing. So we're giving out 1.8 billion Sharbi total, which, is just under $2,000 or 1,500, 1,600. But, using the bridge, basically we're trying to incentivize using the bridge. If you use it, I think you're going to love it, and, you'll use it more. And bridging bone in and out is really pretty seamless. So
yeah, I think our target here is to kind of be the bridge of Shibarium, right? Like, we are very aware that other bridges are being developed. Obviously, there's a native bridge already, and we expect all of those things to continue to be more and more competitive with us. But our hope is, like I said, to be the one that most people refer to. As far as right now, we're the only one that burns SHIB with each transaction, which we expect that to be a major push for. Obviously, you look at the amount of TVL on Shibarium, and it's pretty evident that most people involved with SHIB are not doing anything on Shibarium yet. And so, and obviously, burning SHIB is kind of the point to some degree for a lot of these people. And so I think that's a narrative we're really trying to push now. It's like, hey, this is part of what we're doing is burning SHIB. Like, we're here for the burn. Yeah.
Yeah.
A good burn.
Yeah.
Feel the
burn. No, the SHIB burn is huge. It's a big portion of it. I think that we're planning on having our first SHIB burn from the bridge, coming soon. We might do it as a celebration of kind of the K9 Finance launch. I think that we have some other things that we're working on with the bridge and incentivizing too. Really excited about some of those developments, but really right now, the real focus is just getting people to use the bridge, right? Like, getting awareness out there, especially about using the bridge, delegating, and the fact that we're able to make other projects multi-chain, right? Like, we have a lot of interest there. We're kind of looking into the whole process, trying to make sure that what it takes from our end to do it, what that would cost, and we have some close big projects that are interested and will probably be using the service, which is awesome. So once that starts going, that probably is going to be the biggest part of our bridge, income wise and awareness wise. But for right now, the bridges to and from Shibarium are definitely our money maker for the project, from the bridge, for burning SHIB, all that fun. So
Yeah, I agree. I'm excited for the possibilities, and obviously there's a lot of opportunity there. Like you said, we've had a number of big projects reach out to us regarding getting on board with the bridge and making it happen for their tokens, which is cool. I've said before, I think that's going to continue to be a big narrative this cycle. It's just, multi-chain. And again, we're not going to be the only option to do that. There's development happens fast, and we're not the fastest developers. So, but a big.
Hey, we are. We're the first. We're the first.
That's true. That's true.
It only took a year.
We might not be the fastest, but we are the quality.
That's right. That's right.
Too. That too.
And so, I feel like these things are all about who you know to some degree as well. And there's a lot of projects out there. And so, regardless of if there's other options or other ways to do things, like there's going to be so much love to go around, just the way Radar likes it. So much.
I love all the love.
Yeah.
That's speaking of who you know, right? Like our bridge has gotten a lot of shout outs.
I was going to pull up. We were in Shib magazine, right?
Yes. And
yeah, we were.
It's pretty awesome. I keep saying this. Is that, like, we've been on Arbitrum for 14 months now, 13 months now, 14 months now, and it never had a shout out from Arbitrum, right? Never once a retweet, nothing, right? Like, how much volume has Sharbi brought and awareness to Arbitrum? But Shibarium, like, this is a part of what it is to build with a chain, right? Like, being on Shibarium, we have retweets from SHIB supporters every day. And last night we had Sand come in, and he tested our bridge with the Tangem wallet, which now is supported on Shibarium. And so he tweeted out that the Sharbi bridge is supported with Tangem, which is a huge thing, right? Like, okay, awesome. Our bridge works with Tangem. That's awesome. We had, so I mean, we were featured in the SHIB magazine. We didn't know, right? Like, SHIB has their own bridge. They have their own official bridge, so they didn't have to support our bridge, right? But they put us in the magazine, and showing that it is open. It is open to build there, and they are going to support those people that build and do something good for the chain. I think that that's a huge shout out to the SHIB team, SHIB community. The fact that they were able, that they did that, right? I think that's a huge thing. So we are getting recognition daily, and we are building and doing whatever we can to support. And I think that the Shibarium run over the summer into the K9 Finance launch of their product, Shiba Swap 1.5, Shiba Swap 2.0, the launch of Treat rewards, like all the metaverse, like all these things are going to roll into a pretty massive rollout of Shibarium. And we're kind of a centerpiece. We've kind of positioned ourselves to be a centerpiece there.
Have you seen us lately?
Exactly. I like it. All right. What else? Anything else?
So let's talk K9. So last week we were going to have Buzz from K9 Finance on our little show, but he is actually traveling today, so he's not able to make it today.
Classic Buzz.
We'll he's only been on every AMA tour in the history of. I don't even know.
But ours is the most important one. Okay, everyone wants to be on the Sharbi AMA.
Well, I told him, you know what? Like, I think it's because we do the video AMAs, but our viewership is way higher than you get in any regular spaces. Like, unless you're going on like one of those mega spaces, like our viewership is really strong. You know, and I think it's because we do these the stream.
You just wait until the Scrubby Bubbles with Radar starts.
We'll advertise the hell out of that.
That's gonna be
increase your YouTube viewership by like 3 people.
break the internet level.
Radar's mom.
Radar's mom. Hopefully not.
Hopefully I cover up the right parts.
Yeah.
But no, so this Canine Finance partnership is really large. We actually we started talking to them very early on while they were kind of setting up, and actually our Boom Boom Capital, the Canine Finance is the biggest investment we've made from our Boom Boom Capital fund. So we're pretty excited about that. And I mean, at that point, we knew things, but we didn't know things. But knowing, you know, how professional the Canine team is, everyone they've onboarded, holy cow. Yes, I love this. Everyone they've onboarded, like,
I just love how excited K9 is in this in this meme, bringing in the peanut butter for these shakes. Okay, I'm sorry, my bad.
No, it's great. Yeah, it's just everything they've done has been professional. I think that's going to be one of the biggest launches of the year. They're launching on Ethereum next week, but you know, their white paper's out. It's going to be a big launch. It's supported. Well, they're partnered with SHIB. You know, it's going to be a major thing, and there's some really cool stuff happening with the university around Canine Finance. So, you know, prepare for that. And yeah, we're going to be working with them closely. I mean, we kind of already are. You know, I think we've been talking closely with them, you know, for a couple months now. So it's been a great start to a partnership. And I think that what they're going to do with the chain or for the chain is massive. And it's pretty evident why SHIB is supporting them, because liquid staking, right now there's over 24 million in bone delegated to the chain that can't do anything. And Canine Finance opens that up to be used on Shibarium. So right now there's $1 million, around $1 million in total value on Shibarium. So that like 25x is right away. And that's not, it's crazy. It's crazy to think of, you know, what this could do. And that's not, you know, not including, you know, the official deck, you know, decks of SHIB and all the other things coming. So very exciting about that. Another big thing that happened was that SHIB Dream partnered with F Toronto, and actually Canine just partnered with F Toronto. So
yeah, baby.
Nice.
So F Toronto is going to be big this year, and it's going to be very SHIB focused. It seems. It's pretty cool seeing our partners partner with them, and you know, we'll see what happens there. We're talking to the right people about the right things, and you know, trying to sort out what that might look like for Sharbi too. So we'll start there.
Very mysterious.
Yeah.
The only thing that's going to stop me from getting a canine bag is if the gas fees are as much as my bag is.
They are. They're so bad right now. Oh.
Yeah, like if it's like $200 in gas fees, I am screwed.
Yeah, that Concha, Kansha, launched last night.
Yeah.
And the gas was crazy. I think I actually tried to. I was going to buy a little bag, and it was like $70 just to make a buy, and I was like, well, that's gonna cut me out for this time.
Yeah, like if gas is like $150 and I have like $300 to purchase it with, it's gonna be like,
yeah. What? I don't even know what coin you're talking about, Concha. I'm just not as cool as you guys.
I'm talking.
Sorry.
Oh, yeah, Concha's.
No.
Oh.
KANSHA. They're the ones that did like the anonymous videos where they were saying, Sharbi, you have caught our eye.
That's it.
Dream.
Hero is Concha.
Are see?
I don't even remember those. What the? How old am I?
They actually are. They are actually sponsoring $10,000 of the Shib Dream final mint giveaway in Bone.
Nice.
So
is it 10? I thought it was 12,500.
12.5. Yeah. Yeah. You're right. 12.5.
What would you do without me?
Yeah.
That's what listen, you're here to represent Shib Dream, so that's you're known.
Got my spiel memorized, so
yeah. They sponsored 12,500 of the end of mint giveaway. They launched yesterday. It was kind of a crazy launch. There was only like 50 holders. They went to 1 million. So it's kind of a crazy launch. Kind of weird. It's kind of a quiet launch. Kind of a no marketing almost. It's interesting. It's interesting. Very mysterious.
Very mysterious. Crypto loves a good mystery.
Yep.
Spoiler alert, most of the mysteries are just scammers, guys. Not saying they are,
right.
But
that's right. That is very
a lot of years. Post the mysteries, then we don't like them because we can't solve them.
Yeah. Speaking of mysteries, that happened since last time. Sharbi's second treasure hunt was solved. Adam won the $1,000. And we should have another treasure hunt going live. I haven't given it an official date. I'm gonna say probably like 2 weeks from now ish. I gotta wrap up putting it together, but I'm pretty far along. So anyways, it'll be visual again. I wasn't feeling the poetry thing, so
you're excited.
No, that was tough. The poetry thing was tough. It was not, it was fun, but it was not as like daily exciting, right? Like where you open it up and you're like looking. Yeah.
Not as visually stimulating.
Yeah.
So anyways, it's a learning process.
Yeah, no.
And someone still won $1,000, so
yeah, it's cool. It's cool seeing different ones. We got to number 4 and we got stuck on number 4, so clue 4 was our downfall.
That was the hardest one for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, so much has happened. I can't think of all the stuff that has happened in 2 weeks. But let's talk about going forward a little bit, because I feel like everyone's like, what's the next step? What's going on? Where are we?
Good call.
So next steps. Really, we need to bring in some revenue. Like that's a big thing. That's a big thing for us. Bringing in some revenue, which the bridge is doing daily. It's working. It's not getting extreme amounts of volume, but it's kind of limited by how many people are using Shibarium, right? I think I don't think like there's a ton of volume coming in and out of Shibarium that's not using our bridge. So I think we're successful there, but definitely need to keep getting awareness on the bridge, keep tweeting about it, keep talking about it in communities, and talking up Shibarium, getting more people into Shibarium, even one by one right now. And really the way to do that is just to show how early it is, right? Show the growth of Bone, show the total value, talk about the things that are coming. and you really have to sell Shibarium to people right now to get people in. But it's happening, and it will happen in a mass all at once. Once SHIB has their developments. But right now, it's a very door-to-door sales type thing.
Yeah, I mean, we were talking in the whale group. I think it was in the whale group, but yesterday, and Shibarium has rolled out pretty slow here, but it's definitely growing, right? Like transactions are up, everything's up. We can see new projects launching on it. But at the end of the day, I think as a Sharbi holder, and it's not too late to become a Sharbi holder, right? Like this is it really, when Shibarium really starts to go, which honestly I think potentially next week is the beginning of, as we see this canine launch and you start to see more developed DeFi type projects getting on board, because there's a lot of them out there, and we know a lot of good stuff is coming. It'll really be like a massive blessing for Sharbi the way this played out, in the sense of like, we talked about Blast launching yesterday, and they kind of have like an immediate sort of hackathon type thing where, developers can win prizes. And I'm looking at this list of prize winners for Blast, and it's like, oh man, like Sharbi would have gotten lost in the hustle. It's like a consortium of DeFi buzzwords, in each of these descriptions, and so, the way it's played out has really given us a chance to establish ourselves as a main player here in the ecosystem and in the whole project. And I think it's going to be massive. Like as this grows and you can see it growing, we're going to grow with it. And that's
really,
it's an awesome
absolutely
time to buy still.
And what's kind of crazy about it is, at the time Shibarium launched, we needed time too. As a project, we weren't ready. Like we were recovering, right? We were in recovery mode, trying to figure out what our next steps are. And now we have them. We have our next steps. We have our build out. We have our bridge. We have the university really building out. The bridge, the university. The whole homepage just got redone. It actually now has full daily news updates. We did update our website a little bit to include the bridge and to fix some of the issues that were there. We're working on our white paper. We've KYC'd. All these things kind of needed to happen for our project, and we weren't, that all takes time. And we, since the DAO took over in 6 months, has really turned around everything. And now, like, the growth of Shibarium, we're ready for. So
yeah,
the new homepage looks beautiful.
I totally forgot this happened in the last couple of weeks, but it is so cool. Like,
it's my homepage.
Is it?
Yeah.
That's
we had
awesome.
a homepage. We had a set as your homepage contest, but it's got the latest news on it. It's got our partners there. It's got if you scroll down past the online courses, it's got daily news updates for crypto. So this updates every couple hours with the latest crypto news. So really, you don't need to go anywhere else. Like, this has got your crypto covered, and I think that's going to keep going. Like I said, there's some surprises with Canine coming. It looks great. Funk, I know he spent a ton of time on it, but it looks great. That Tutti Frutti Women article, if you guys haven't read it, is awesome too.
It's great.
Cool. And our most visited article is the Treat and She article. And Treat creating their Twitter account last week. It's getting hits again. So That article alone has like triple any other things on the website right now. It's fire.
Very cool. And just a reminder, you can listen to all the articles too. So it's at the top there if you're driving around listening.
Blind?
Okay. For the blind, or if you're blind. Yeah, I think about driving around, but also we're hitting that blind demographic pretty hard.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, and different languages. We got it all. We got it all.
If you're blind and speak a different language.
Oh, hey guys!
So
that meme contest going on too.
Oh yeah, gosh, goodness. Yeah, so there is a Siberian meme contest. It launched today. So basically it's Siberian memes towards other chains. So we're not attacking each other's projects. We are doing Siberian memes against other chains, which is fun. And I saw a really cool one last night. It was like about gas fees. Shib Dream tweeted it out. It was pretty good. And I tweeted out something. I used an old meme, but I tweeted out that that Siberium and Sharbi are gonna help Ethereum with its bone position, and we got some work. We got some work to do, but I think it should be good. It should be good. So the meme contest has a ton of prizes.
Who's doing the contest?
Shibware is the ones that put it on.
Yeah, and there's I think there's 12 or 13 communities participating.
Cool.
Yeah.
Wild.
Like Siberium is the land of giveaways. It's
For sure.
wild the giveaways there are, and projects just giving stuff away. I mean, Sharbi alone has given away like $20-something thousand in the last month.
Yep.
Stupid. But
every time I win, it gets jealous.
So other stuff looking forward, I think that Shiba Swap 1.5 is going to be huge for the chain. There is the Ethereum gas update, hopefully coming March 13th, which could lower gas significantly on Ethereum. That would be huge for Sharbi. Arbitrum has a huge release of ARB coming, so there might be some movement on Arbitrum, which would be a nice change. Seeing some movement there, and actually Arbitrum took the lead market cap wise again for Sharbi, which is kind of crazy because
we're all over the place.
Comes out of nowhere. It comes out of nowhere. So we are looking into the advancements on our bridge. Definitely look for some new additions, in the coming months on there, with new partners, new chains, and with chains, I would say it's pretty likely that we're going to be looking into expanding Sharbi. Well, we are looking into expanding Sharbi. How's that? There's no promises on where we go, how it looks. The only promise we have is that we are not going to be increasing our supply. So if we do move between more chains, our supply will stay the same. Is there anything more we are able to say there, you think, Lav?
I mean, I've said more than that before, probably, but
okay.
I think that's kind of like where it's at. I mean, I think it's definitely the future and the plan. And as far as which chains it'll be, we're going to be very conscious, I think, of trying to go where volume is, just to engage. There's just so many layer 2s and layer 1s and things now, like to be everywhere is like too much, right? And so we're going to be pretty choosy as far as like, hey, where do we think there's things happening that are worth pursuing? But like you said, I think the most important thing, when we added chains before, we always increased supply. by significant amounts, right? And so that is the opposite of how this is going to work now, in that we will just be using the supply that we currently have. And so I think, you know, people ask a lot like, oh, when are you going to be on an exchange? When are you going to be on an exchange? Well, our intention is to leverage this as sort of a major event to get in front of more eyes as we launch onto new chains. And instead of, you know, hey, there's some new sex that we're getting on, we're just going to launch on new dexes on different exchanges and get new eyes that way. And so that's kind of a big part, I think, of the marketing plan in that regard.
Yeah, and really what that does is that it spreads supply thinner across our chains. And yeah, I mean, multi-chain queen, right? We've branded Sharbi the multi-chain queen. We're going to go to the chains that you know we feel are deserving of ourselves.
I like it. And make them work for it.
Right?
Yeah.
And you
gotta
know,
at least make us on a few dates first.
Yeah, not everyone gets the peanut butter.
Right? Who knows? 4 or 5 chains, 7 chains, I don't know. But you know, if we have supply splitting among those chains and we're getting volume on those chains, it brings volume to the other chains. We have bridging between, we have all this action happening, and it all brings volume. It all you know, spreads our supply thinner, and Sharbi is deflationary. So every time our bridge is being used, Sharbi is being burned, we're deflationary. And so spread supply thinner, burn it, and watch, you know, I mean, those are buys and burns too, which it's not just straight burns. Those will be buying supply and burning it. You know, like it's a brilliant model, right? Like I feel like that model, especially with everything else we're doing, with all the other build outs we have. And if you haven't checked the pinned tweet for Sharbi, holy cow. I did a full write-up of all our things.
Great job.
It's wild. It's wild just how much we have. And so like we're not a meme coin anymore. I mean, we meme. Lab is busting out the best memes ever. As far as meme coins go, like we can compete with anyone, but we're not just a meme coin. Like we are a meme coin with a purpose that really, like, how could you ignore it? I sometimes I look at everything and I'm like, damn, like this is wild, you know, like what we're building. So that's,
well, as long as we're still involved with peanut butter, we're still going to be a bit of a meme coin.
I'm just waiting for the GIF endorsement, personally.
Yeah, right.
Actually, we should probably start following them.
Oh, we should.
Oh, yeah.
Smart idea.
Maybe have a GIF versus Skippy poll.
I like it.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
I don't know if we want to answer. There's a couple of questions in the comments.
Sure.
Do you need to go? This isn't technically an AMA, so I'm cool if we want to answer it in the Telegram. But
yeah. I mean, this is simple. Actually, we could pull up that tweet if you want. It's our pinned in Sharbi.
Yeah, give me just a second.
So utilities Sharbi has, besides being deflationary, we are paid to hold. We paid out almost $1 million over the last year to our community just for holding. We have a bridge. Our bridge is a 30-second bridge. Sharbi is multi-chain. You can bridge Sharbi between all 3 chains. We also have the ability to add more chains, add more projects, whitelist projects, and make money that way. We have our Boom Boom Capital DAO investment fund, which has revenue quarterly distributions, and we actually have we pick community members to give some of those quarterly distributions to the active community members, and that's voted on by the DAO. We are a legalized DAO, which is a huge thing for us. Shibarium University is also utility. I mean, our education, it is also utility. It is free to learn. It also has ability to have revenue from a lot of different things. There are some, there are some classes coming up that we're going to be offering. They are free, but there are going to be some in-person classes or over the internet classes. There is some advertising space there. There's advertising space on our bridge, so there's ability for revenue there. We do have some further utility generation stuff that we want to do that comes with revenue. We have ZiptoPay, USDC loadable cards.
So he says like, if I have Sharbi token in my wallet, besides selling and buying, what things can I do with it?
Well,
I would say like the biggest thing. Well, he also says me buying the token and having it in my wallet to get more of the same token, right? So you don't get more of the same token, Leo. You get rewarded in depending on what chain you're holding it on. It's paid to hold. So you either get rewards in USDC or in Bone if you're on Shibarium. So if you hold it on Ethereum chain and on an Arbitrum chain, then the rewards pay out according to volume in USDC. And if you hold it on Shibarium, it pays out in Bone. Rewards are dependent on volume, but last year, just for holding it, if you held it all year, it was around 30 to 40% kind of return, just to have it sitting in your wallet. You don't even have to stake it or anything like that. If you want to, you can delegate it onto the bridge and earn rewards that way. But to me, that's probably the biggest utility of the actual token itself is that you're paid to hold it. And as it continues to increase in volume and price, you will continue to be paid to hold. And so it's pretty awesome. There's not many tokens that do that, and you don't have to do anything.
Yeah, especially meme tokens, especially ones that have this much stuff kind of happening. That pay to hold is there. The bridge, you can delegate to the bridge and you can earn that way. You can also bridge to different chains if you want. We have had staking on Shibarium that we've talked about bringing that back some too, so that would be another thing. But the pay to hold is a passive staking. It's passive income just for holding. So that is something where I mean, we could open up the ZiptoPay credit cards to spend Sharbi, but I don't think the idea of using Sharbi to buy things and sell things is really ideal, right? I feel like Sharbi is kind of a passive income investment, whereas you can use that passive income with your USDC to buy and sell things. So that's why we have the ZiptoPay rewards, where you can load it with USDC, you can load it with SHIB, you can load it with Leash, you can load it with ETH. But those passive rewards are kind of like you're spending money while you hold your Sharbi. And really, as we bring in more volume, that's the goal. And like Lab said, it was around 30% return on investment, just what you held last year. We hope to eclipse that, with all the developments that happen. That's our goal.
Agreed.
Yeah.
One more question. He's asking if we have Sharbi staking options in K9 Finance. Check. He kind of just covered that. Like, we did have a staking pool on MarSwap for a while. We might do that again at some point. To be honest, the problem with staking Sharbi is that then you don't get the paid to hold rewards. So it's really like a kind of catch-22 of which way you want to go on it. You can't do both. So currently there are no staking options. And I don't know, we haven't really talked about necessarily if that's going to happen again. We might at some point.
I like the idea of it. I like the idea of having like a big staking pool at some point to get people to move to Shibarium, because I think that having more people on Shibarium is ideal. So that might be something we do as like a draw later, using Sharbi token.
So we've this question, could you all implement using Sharbi token in order to use the bridge? So I don't think we would ever make it like a total requirement to use the bridge. Obviously, we want people to just be able to freely bridge, but we have definitely discussed that if you hold a certain amount of Sharbi, that you get a reduced or no fee or something like that. I think pretty good potential that happens eventually, and it wouldn't be like a huge amount of Sharbi, but some kind of benefit like that is being discussed for sure. Yeah.
I think that there's just unlimited opportunities here for what we can do with the bridge, with like rewards around the bridge, and I think that I think that having a certain amount of Sharbi, you get benefits from that, makes sense. I think that there's a lot of opportunity here, and I think that it's important to remember that our end goal here is to have passive revenue from multiple sources that go back to holders.
For sure,
it's going to take
one
time.
way or another.
It's going to take time. We have to build it out. Like we have over $100,000 into this bridge. We need to start recouping some of that before we do that, and really bringing in revenue to do some of the things. The audit on the bridge is paid for. It is scheduled for next week sometime. So the full external audit is scheduled for next week sometime. That's something that's happening. I think that there's just so much going on. It's crazy.
For sure. Yeah, a lot of big stuff. So I think that answers most of the questions. If you guys have more questions, feel free to jump into TG and we can get into some of that stuff some more. But I think you pretty much covered it. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that we definitely want to reward our holders. That's our goal, is to have rewards for holders, to have perks for holding Sharbi, to make it to where you never want to sell Sharbi. That's the goal, and still earn, right? Like that's our goal, and that's kind of the dream, right? Like I don't want to ever have to sell my Sharbi. I would like to just live off of my passive rewards from 78 different chains, and
78 different. What the
I'm talking future. I'm in the future now.
My goal is just to become a DAO member.
It's a beautiful goal.
I like it. It is a good goal.
I'll see you guys in 10 years.
You'll be an honorary DAO member by then, no matter what.
Yeah. So our Boom Boom Capital Investment Fund have 2 projects actually launching next week. So we're pretty excited about that. It's our first launches to date. I mean, we have the Ship Dreams that we invested in, so we have the NFTs, but it's our first project launches to date that we've invested in. So that's pretty exciting.
That is exciting.
See what happens there. And like I said, K9 Finance was by far our biggest investment to date, and I'm excited to see where they end up. They're modeled off of Lido Finance, which is a multi-billion-dollar project.
Yeah, it'll be huge. Yeah, big potential.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I think that's good. Let's wrap this up. We'll do it again next week.
Yeah. We didn't keep it very short. I got a lot of messages from work.
Yeah, you better. I don't want to get you fired. So
my bad.
all right. Hey, thank you, everybody,
guys.
Thank you for listening.
Yeah,
thank you,
thanks,
Radar, for being here.
You're here anytime.
Looking forward to the Scrubbing Bubbles t-shirts, and
yeah, I'm gonna get Funk to make me some AI art to put on shirts.
One last thing. Ding. One last thing. So we do have a promo code for the Shiba Cow sweaters. I think we have only about a week left to order those. So if you haven't ordered your Shiba Cow sweater, make sure you do it, because there's only a week left. I think we've sold like 15 or something so far. But
Nice.
there's four sweaters, you know, so we had some really good designs and we couldn't choose. So there's 4 kinds.
Cool.
So, you know, make sure you get your Shiba Cow hoodie while you can.
Awesome. Cool. All right. Thanks, guys. Thank you, everybody.
All right. See you later.